Let's take a closer look at a bit of a strange LEGO Star Wars set. It's the TECHNIC Super Battle Droid. The parts and the pieces in this set are absolutely incredible, and they can be used to make some sensational Bionicle creations. So why don't we examine what we get in this set, and we'll see how you can use these pieces in your own amazing LEGO creations. Sounds great. Here we go. You know, it's always awesome to see the LEGO group taking a stab at some TECHNIC Star Wars sets. They used to do it all the time back in the early 2000s, and we just don't see that anymore whatsoever. I would be overjoyed to see that kind of thing return someday. And speaking of things that I want to see return, the best thing about this set are these pieces. The colour on a bunch of them is pearl sand blue. You may not have heard of this colour before, and that's because it's very, very rare. But for whatever reason, the LEGO group said, why not? Let's produce a bunch of pieces in this colour and cram all of them into this set. I'm very glad they made that decision, because it looks sensational, doesn't it? You might be thinking, well, Super Battle Droids are more of like a dark bluish grey or a gunmetal colour, and you'd be right. But some of the old classic minifigures for the Super Battle Droid had this colour scheme, and depending on the source material, the colour for them can change. And yeah, I'd rather get this colour than dark bluish grey. That would have been way more boring. Brighter, jazzier colours like this are way better. Now look, you can get pearl sand blue in a couple other sets, like this Knights Kingdom 2 set, Santos. Also, some of the various Borok Carl sets come with pearlescent Krana, as you can see here. So this colour isn't exclusive to this set, but yeah, in total there's not a lot of sets that come with this colour. And this guy certainly wins the award for coming with the most pearl sand blue parts. Although I'm sure it was very expensive for LEGO to do this. Adding in new colours to the LEGO colour palette, that's not a cheap thing to do. That's why LEGO very rarely does it today. And on top of that, to produce so many pieces in a brand new colour, also very expensive. But hey, this set was produced back in 2002, which was a time where LEGO wasn't doing so hot. They made a lot of poor financial choices that led them closer and closer to near bankruptcy. So yeah, maybe not the most profitable thing at the time, but I'm glad they did it, because now we can look back on this sort of stuff and marvel at the kind of things that they would just never do today. And hey, this set is pretty cool itself. One thing that really grabs me is the use of a bunch of flex tube. We see some on the top of the head, and that very effectively recreates the rounded shapes of a Super Battle Droid. I like that. But then we've got other bits of flex tubing placed on the limbs. They act as kind of structural support, which is kind of a funky way of using this piece, but I like it. Oh yeah, and of course, this set has a rather interesting play feature. When we turn the Super Battle Droid around, you're going to notice this little lever at the back. You have to push this up to activate the play feature, but before you do, there's some features that need to be prepared. We take the blaster arm right here, and we flip it the other way around, like so. Now when you pull this lever, the blaster flips down, and it's ready for combat. So look, it's kind of a cool play feature. Only this arm can do it though, the other one is more static. Well, I say that, it does actually have a good range of posability. And this one can actually stay in that outstretched position, whereas the other one you have to keep the lever held up to be able to do so, otherwise it just flops back down. So yeah, look, you can pose the arm in a variety of ways, which is great. However, sometimes the flex tubing does pop out, like you can see here, but all in all, it works. I do wish though that this set had a little bit more shoulder movement. The shoulder itself is locked in, so you can only move the arm backwards and forwards. A little bit more outward movement on the arm, that would just make the toy feel a lot less rigid. The legs actually have a good range of posability though. The movement is actually somewhat impressive here, although I do wish there was a little bit more like waist articulation. Again, that part of the set feels a little bit rigid. Just a little bit more focus on the articulation would take this set to a whole other level. So sure, this set does feel a little bit dated. I mean, it did come out in 2002, so I suppose it is. But despite its age, it does really hold up. But I'm sure if the LEGO group made this set today, it would look totally different. But hey, today we can still use all of these amazing pieces to build our own MOCs. And I tell you what, this set is probably one of the best parts packs of all time. So many great colours, so many good pieces. why don't we take a closer look at some of them and see how you can use them yourself? You better believe we're going to start off with those pearl sand blue pieces. First up, we have this one here. It's a curved lift arm element. Oblivious embeds these into the torso design here in quite a satisfying way. The shape of it creates something quite unique. And check it out, we got some of these Knight's Kingdom pieces down the bottom here, being paired with some of these pearl sand blue parts. Now, like I mentioned before, these pieces came on the set Santis. It's nice to see these two pieces being paired together on the one MOC. It's a great combination. Oh, and hey, we got a MOC here by Jakku Builds, and they use a lot of the parts that come in this set. Isn't it cool that you can pretty much make an entire character with just the parts from this set? Yeah, this isn't like some other rare LEGO colors where you get like one piece that exists in that color. Thankfully, that's not the case here. And that's such a blessing as well. This looks so good. Next up, we have a piece known as a TECHNIC block. Now, how can this be used? Well, a builder called PinkJ97, they use it on their MOC of Chiara. How good does it look as a lower leg design? It's a good use of this piece, a nice little technique. Plus, hey, pearl sand blue as an accent on any of your Toa? That's just gonna make them shine in such a unique way. That's the power of rare LEGO colors. They just look great. But yeah, you might notice this piece here on the center of the torso. That's actually this piece. You get a few of them in this set, which is great. LEGO Nerd Photos uses them in one of the cutest ways imaginable, turning them into the face design on these little guys. So cute. I love how the connection points here start to look like little eyes, and the indent down the bottom looks like a little mouth. This works shockingly well as a mask or a face. How good is this? One more interesting medium blue piece that comes in this set is this element right here. Check out how Shubi 4000 has implemented it onto this guy. Just simply putting it down there for crotch armor. It looks good. Oh, and hey, that piece we were just talking about, it's being used here on the chest as well. There's another way that you can use that. And finally, this set comes with two of these Matoran arm pieces. And we gotta actually take a look at how this is used on the set, because it's very clever. Placing them here on the waist, just purely utilizing the texture of these parts. That's such a good way to recreate the interesting textures that we see on the waist of the source material. I mean, you could just steal this technique and put it on your own MOCs. It's dope. But what if you want to use these parts in a different way? Well, Aiden Builds uses some medium blue versions of this part, and uses them on the head design. Yeah, you got one forming the nose and the forehead, and then one that's also kind of like the crest on the back of the head. I mean, that looks great, doesn't it? What a strange but beautiful head design. So maybe you could do the same, but in black. Alright, that's some inspiration for how you can use a bunch of these pieces. But why don't we check out a revamp of a Super Battle Droid? Someone else's interpretation on what it could look like as a LEGO set. This one is by Bobacat MOCs, and it's a system Super Battle Droid. I mean, check out how insanely posable this is. They're so good. There's something nice about this compact, dark bluish grey armor, all made out of system pieces. It makes you realize that the original set, it kind of had a lot of gaps in it. And that gappy appearance, it kind of ruins the silhouette of the character, makes it a little bit harder to see what it is. Look, it's not the end of the world, I think the set still looks really good, but this MOC, it's a step up. I kind of imagine that if LEGO did make a new Super Battle Droid set, it would look pretty similar to this. I would love to see that. Yeah, it's kind of fun to compare what used to be in an old set to what could be in a future set. Who knows if LEGO's going to make something like this, but I hope it does look quite similar. And that's the amazing TECHNIC Super Battle Droid. I highly recommend picking this up and adding it to your collection. If you want to, by the way, the set costs like $65, that's in Australian dollars. In US dollars, it's like $40, which is good value. Now, that is for a used copy of the set. If you want it new, sealed in box, it's gonna be like $100. But hey, for all of these easy to use, rare pieces, I think it's worth it. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and if you enjoyed the MOCs that you saw in today's episode, check the links below. You can find the builders' social medias right there. Thanks for watching, happy building, and bye for now.